Could you please tell our listeners about some of the campaigns the CCADP is currently working on?
Well, currently, one of the cases that we're doing a lot of work on is the case of Jimmy Dennis. Now, Jimmy Dennis is wrongfully convicted. He's an innocent man on death row in Pennsylvania. Actually, he's at the notorious SCI Green, which is the same jail that Mumia Abu Jamal is at, which, of course, is notorious for abuses against inmates. Now, with Jimmy's case, he is absolutely innocent. It was a high-profile shooting case back in 1991 in Philadelphia, sort of akin to something like the Justice Surge shooting that we had here a few years ago. It was all over the media. It was a very high-profile case. Now, Jimmy's conviction is based basically on coerced statements. There was no physical or forensic evidence. There was no gun ever found. Forensic tests, I'm not sure whether they were done on some of the items that were found. There was a button ripped off the jacket by the killer from the victim, Chanel Williams. As far as we know, it was never introduced in trial. Whether or not it was tested for fingerprints or any sort of forensic tests were done on it, we don't know. But again, it was never introduced in the trial, and a lot of the evidence was withheld due to the fact that it just didn't corroborate with the police's story.
And another important thing to mention on the Jimmy Dennis case is that witnesses consistently described the killer as between 5'10" and 6 feet, 185 to 200 pounds, dark-skinned black male. Jimmy is 5'4", a good 6 to 8 inches shorter than they described, much lighter skinned than witnesses described. In 1991, weighed between 125 to 130 pounds. And not to mention that early police reports mentioned other perpetrators, a getaway car, a gun was never found. There's many inconsistencies, and the Pennsylvania abolitionist movement basically has said to us that amongst all the cases on death row in Pennsylvania, if Jimmy was only able to have legal funds for a good lawyer, that he would be right off of death row. He's completely innocent.